Hey, this TK Irish at Camp Kennerk podcast. And we got St. Patrick's Day coming up, and we are getting people sending us letters, reaching out to us because they're not really quite sure how to handle all this excitement. So I wanted to share this letter with you real quick. Uh, Dear Douglas, the neighbor, and TK Irish, I have a nightmare scenario going on here in my life, and I hope maybe you could point me in the right direction on how to do this. I recently moved to Chicago for a job, and my boss, Colleen, has invited me to her home to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Well, the problem is I'm from Southern Alabama, and we never celebrated St. Patrick's Day. We never talked about St. Patrick's Day. So this is a whole new experience for me. And, that's my boss, and I don't want to screw things up. So I was wondering maybe if you could give us some pointers or some tips on what I could expect. Dear Southern Alabama, thank you so much. Well, yes, that can be a bit alarming situation for you if you're not quite sure of what you want to do. So, what you want to do is you want to follow these 3, 4 rules I want to point out to you. First of all, when you walk in, they're going to say, "Would you like a drink?" And you'll probably say, "Nah, not really. I'm not a big drinker." Well, what they hear is, "I'd love to have an Irish whiskey on the rocks, and I need it fast." So you can't argue that. They're going to put it in your hand. But what I want you to notice when you're looking around trying to get the landscape of the party is that the bartenders, these are not grown adult bartenders. These are 10, 11-year-old kids, boys usually, that 10 bar. That's the way it works. They're going to be making drinks, pouring wine, whatever you want. They're set up to go for it. And don't be surprised that towards the end of the evening, a tip jar shows up because, hey, what can you say? The kids want to get paid for their services. And what you're going to have is another sighting is maybe a couple nuns sitting off to the side with their cup and saucer with their little China tea cup coming and going. And you're going to think, "What? That's sweet. A couple nuns over there having tea, talking with everybody." You're wrong. They're sipping Irish whiskey, but they have a little decorum that they got to follow. No one's going to go to the Father O'Malley after mass and go, "I saw a sister drinking out of the whiskey bottle." No, no, that's okay. Everybody knows what the drill is. So one thing is going to happen, and you just got to prepare yourself. Stories. There's going to be a lot of stories. And every hour, the stories are going to get a little bit louder, a little bit louder, and a little bit louder. By mid-evening, you're going to start hearing things like, "This is a legendary tale involving our distant cousin from Tipperary Springs." Or, "How about heroic granddad during the war?" At least one story is going to begin with, "Now, I'm not saying this is a miracle, but..." So accuracy is optional on these stories. Entertainment is guaranteed. So remember that. Don't get the facts mixed up with a good story. Another thing they're going to do is they're going to bring you into the fold immediately. You're part of the family now. Colleen said you work together. You're a great person. So don't be surprised by the end of the evening. You've been introduced to cousins on FaceTime, told you had great bones, and they're going to tell you, "Don't make any plans for Christmas in 2026 because you're coming over and we got a place set for you." Resistance is disrespect. So, got to pace yourself because these people get pretty wily. I was saying, "You want another drink? How about a freshen up?" Even though it's only about half full, because they're going to just try to make sure you're entertaining yourself, especially when they know this is the first time for celebrating St. Patrick's Day. So if you don't have fun there, it's your own fault. Now, Doug the neighbor, I think you've celebrated a St. Patrick's Day party or two over the years. Tell us about the first time that you went over to a true Irishman's home for a party.
TK, so good to see you again. And today is our 65th podcast. And it's just amazing that we are doing this and you're giving good advice to how to handle a St. Patrick's Day party. I've been to many St. Patrick's Day parties, and St. Patrick's Day is this year, and we will do a podcast on March 17th. So we'll do it, and hopefully I can survive that. Now, a little Dallas trivia. I used to celebrate St. Patrick's Day at the old Nick Farley Lounge down there on Lemon and Oak Lawn. You
I
remember?
I I want to say I remember that place, but that's not a kind of place you walk out of remembering, you know. But you had a
Computer.
great time. You know, at one point when you walked in, the crowd was great, conversation was lively, and
Yeah.
you just knew that pace yourself. But you know what
Yes, yes.
happens when that happens.
And it was below the old Lucas B&B coffee shop. So you could actually party all night, go on upstairs for some bacon and eggs and coffee, and spend your weekly paycheck there at both places.
Yeah, see, what a great place. And
Yes,
you know, it was open 24 hours, the restaurant was, so you
yes,
didn't have to worry about rushing over there to get the last call because it was there, it'll be there. So it was
yes.
great memories.
Now I wonder if the Lucas B&B is still there, or they've turned that what is it? Joni Mitchell's turned a paradise into a parking lot or something. But I know that Nick Farley passed away many years ago, and he was a true Irishman. And we'll get into that. But good points on your part concerning tips to make it through St. Patrick's Day. Little warning tips. Now, I have some interesting situation for it. Yesterday was what we call Double Day, March 3rd, 3-3, March 3rd. It's a double day. And so I
Yes.
have very interesting points here that all happened on Double Day. Okay. In 1845, Florida became a state.
Well, state of mind or state of confusion?
State. Okay. In 1891, Shoshone Park, I'm not real sure where that is, but it's considered one of the first national parks, Shoshone Park, in 1891. Okay. Now, here's something of interest on the cultural side. We do have a little culture. In 1875, on March 3rd, uh, the opera Carmen was first performed at the Opera Comédie in Paris, France, and it was written by Bizet. Now, when I lived in New York City, I went to the Opera Carmen, and there's a very famous song in it called "The March of the Toreadors," and
Mm-hmm.
it's very, very, very enthusiastic and loud, and that debuted March 3rd, 1875. Okay, now modern day history, and this is a little bit interesting. Time magazine debuted first issue March 3rd in 1923. 1923.
Well, freedom of the press at its finest.
Right. Okay. And then here in 2005, okay, and maybe we can get Kevin, the magnificent computer guy, to post a picture of this. A man named Steve Fawcett, okay, he created a plane and he flew around the world nonstop as the only person on the plane. He flew it by himself in 2005. His name is Steve Fawcett. Now, if he's the only one flying the plane, what did he do when he was sleeping or had to go use the outhouse, basically?
Well, you know, if you're the only one on the plane, who's going to tell what you do?
Boy, that plane must have stunk around it. That was Steve Fawcett. Now, here's something of two things. Charles Ponzi was born in 1882, and he is a very interesting character because he created the Ponzi scheme. And his scheme at the time was selling I believe it was a type of stamp that could be, and you bought it and then it had interest in it or something like that. And so he would sell more to pay the interest, the basic Ponzi scheme. Okay. And then in 1911, the famous actress Jean Harlow was born. Jean Harlow, the original blonde bombshell. She was born in 1911. So I find that very, very interesting that Doubleday, March 3rd, these things happened. Very random. Opera, flying, actors, cheaters, parks, states, very, very random.
I remember Jean Harlow. I mean, I don't remember Jean Harlow, but over being a student of history and things of that nature, that she was the original bleach blonde bombshell.
Yes, yes. And tragically, she died at a very young age of liver complications or something like that. Very, very interesting gal. Now, let's move on to something more financial that we do every month. And this is the 4th of the month. So it's the first, our podcast for the month. You know that I do something called the Austin Boomtown Stock Index. Okay.
Yes, I do. It's very, very accurate, very insightful.
Yes. Okay. There are now, again, I am not a financial guru, but I do like playing with numbers. I have to check them 10 times. I have my $4 calculator here constantly, so there you go. And I started this a couple of years ago. And what it is here in awesome Austin, Texas, there are 7 publicly traded companies that are based here. So that's why it's the Austin Boomtown Stock Index, because Austin is a boomtown. It truly is a boomtown. So I started this index, and it comprises of 7 companies: Cirrus Logic, Dell Computers, Digital Realty, Oracle, Silicon Labs, Tesla, and Yeti. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the 7 companies are well known. The others are what we call tech companies. We have no idea what they do. That's what we have no idea what they do. That sort of stuff. So what I do is I take the stock index or the price on the 1st of the month, and then total it on up, and then divide by 7. That gives me an index, and I can compare it to the 1st of the year, January, and the last month. Now, here is something of interest. That index, since January of 1st of 2026, has grown 3.4%. Okay. And then since last month, over last month, it's gone up 5.8%.
Wow.
So
that's impressive information.
Yes. And so I am not a stock guru or recommending anything, but if you're into stocks, just kind of something cool to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you never can tell, you penny saved, penny earned, how that adds up, but yeah.
And the credit card, you take the credit card and you blow $50. So you saved a penny and you blow $50. So that's pretty much what I have today. Now I understand you got something really, really interesting. Please fill it in.
I tell you what, Doug the neighbor, we've been talking about the Wyoming Willie, the elephant that's been terrorizing the Rocky Mountains in Wyoming. And I've been getting some feeds in from some people of they're out there looking for sighting. And I got some from our mountain man, Steve. He is
now Wyoming Willie is an elephant. It's a legendary elephant out there, and people don't believe it, but it actually exists.
Yeah. And so Mountain Man Steve, he's out there tracking it. And but before that, I wanted to share with that Mountain Man Steve is not the only one out there looking for him. So check this out right now.
I'm heading out to find the legendary Wyoming Willie elephant. Road heads north into the hills, kind of country he likes to roam. Map says he favors the bends of Soda Butte Creek. Tracks lead this way. That's no bison print. Let's have a look. There he is.
Yeah, Doug, that was you. That was, you can't hide. You could put the hat on and the glasses and everything, but that's okay because the more people out there tracking, the more, more times we're going to find Wyoming Willie. So, but I want to share with you what Mountain Man Steve had sent in to us. And so check this out.
This is SK coming to TK Camp Kennerk. I'm here to check on my camera for Doug, the neighbor's elephant. See if I can get some pictures of I set up a trail camera some time ago, and I haven't been able to get a feed from it through my computer, so something must have happened. So I'm gonna go down and take a check at it. It's cold out here. I got my nose warmer on, and I'm ready to go here because it's really frigid. Let me put my gloves on here because it is. Let's see, where am I here? Come on. Okay, we're back on the trail, looking to see if he's been through here. Oh yeah, look, here's a track right here. Look at the size of that thing. Oh, can you see that? Oh my goodness. Let me get over here so you can see it. There's some more right here. There's another one right here. He's been through here. He has been through here. I'm gonna go find that trail camera because he has been here. Let's see. Oh, here. What the, here's, see all this right here? Look at that. That's my trail camera. He has not only destroyed it, he has taken a dump on it. Oh my goodness. This guy is smart. He's deadly. Look at all these tracks. He's heading back out that way. Now, I'm not going to follow him for what he did. Doug, the neighbor, I hope you're happy. Destroyed one trail camera just so I could get a picture of it. And I don't think I'm going to get the card out of it. Look at all those tracks. Oh, well, I'm headed back to the card. Wyoming Willie, you're on your own. Take care. Bye.
Wow, did you see Steve out there? I mean, he is doing it, man. He is out there tracking, but that Wyoming nose warmer, now that's $1 million idea if I've ever seen one. I mean,
yes, and it's made from buffalo hair, and it's the Rocky Mountain nose warmer. Okay, here you go, nose warmer, and it was created by Jacques Saint Jacques up in Wyoming to help in tracking Wyoming Willie. Okay, so Steve was kind enough to send this from him. And what is the website? Could we post? Could Kevin the Magnificent?
We'll post that. We'll post the website on there and a picture of the plant.
Yeah. Okay. So because cold weather's coming, and if you're going to go hunt the Wyoming Willie, this is what you need. A
Yes.
buffalo. It's made from buffalo hair, and it's really soft. I've never been this close.
Very soft, yeah. And he started making those years ago. And you go up there in Wyoming during the winter time, you see people all over the place with skiing. They're wearing them. If they're out there working out in the fields, everybody's wearing it. So it's very important piece of apparel for people out there in the Rocky Mountains.
Up in Wyoming, I can see it. I can understand it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So TK, this is beautiful. And let's give a shout out to Mountain Man Steve for sending this to us and letting us know. And of course, my curiosity got me to go on up there and look, and I'm going to have to go back, and see if I can't find Wyoming Willie.
Yeah. So just a little point of reference, when you go back, is in the wintertime, make sure you have your nose warmer on when you get off the plane, because all the locals will know that, hey, this guy's okay. He's not a tourist. He's not some yahoo from the East Coast. So this is, they see your nose warmer. That's that they're going to
Yeah.
give you thumbs up. And I wouldn't be surprised if you walked in the bar with one on, they wouldn't buy you an adult beverage.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. There you go. And that's Mountain Man Steve's up there in Lander, Wyoming.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right. And they're beautiful people up there. And I'm ready. TK, I'm ready.
Well, let's fire it up. Let's get going, buddy.
All right. That's what I got today. Play ball.
Aaron Go Brawl.